Hey folks, want to come on here and shoot a quick video. This is a little different to my typical YouTube videos, and I'm going to be honest, I was quite fearful in creating this. You've probably read the headline by now, and I came on here not really knowing what I would say or how to adequately chat on the subject, but nevertheless, I decided to come on here and talk about it anyway. I saw some other YouTubers create content around this topic, so I thought it could help anyone out there that's maybe looking to or leave Google, stay in their role, or just wants to learn more about my journey. Just a quick background, I started in Google in October 2020. It was during the pandemic, so we worked from home. It was completely remote, and I was an associate account strategist, which I'm not sure how much detail I can go on to talk about my role, so I will proceed with caution and won't get into it. And I worked there for 1 year and 1 month and left in October of 2021. And during the entire time I was remote, I was working from home, so I never got a chance to work in the office or experience the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. However, I did go in multiple times for coffees, friends, after I left, and even before I was working there, I'd visit. And I will cut this long story short by saying I enjoyed my time there. I had a lot of fun. Even though it was remote, I loved the people I worked with. I got on with everyone. So many creative, smart, humble people, and some of the most intelligent folks that I've ever come across work there, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it, and I think I'd be lying to say I didn't, if I said I didn't enjoy it, or this wasn't great, this was great. It was great. Everything about it was brilliant. You hear about, I'm not sure how much detail I can go into, but there's books made on Google and how it works and the culture and maybe the benefits and how they treat their people and what you do for the work. And I thought it was great. Like I said it before, I loved it. I got a lot of energy from working there, and I felt like I was fulfilled in what I was doing. However, I was in university previously. I did an undergrad and a postgrad in Dublin, Ireland. 2 different universities. One was my undergrad, I finished up in Technological University Dublin, studying business management, and then I did a postgrad in digital marketing strategy in Trinity Business School. And during that time, I was suffering from symptoms of fatigue, which is, I looked it up, the definition, I think, maybe I'm wrong here, it's extreme tiredness. So I would hand in an assignment, and then I would end up being in bed for maybe not up to a day, but definitely I'd have to catch up on my sleep. Or I noticed I was supplementing with electrolytes or Himalayan sea salts sometimes. For me, it was just maybe a cheaper version of electrolytes or salt. But anyway, I won't get into that too much. But they eventually got worse, and I sought help with the doctor. I did blood tests, and they came back that nothing was wrong, or nothing was noticeably wrong, which is absolutely fine. And then I inquired with a functional medicine doctor, and eventually worked with the person, got recommendations, and began the journey of overcoming my symptoms of fatigue. But back to the story, when I was working at Google, I ended up using all my sick leave because of the symptoms of fatigue. And I was never diagnosed with any of this chronic fatigue out there, long COVID, other chronic conditions. I was never formally diagnosed. However, I found that they were getting worse over time, the symptoms of fatigue, and like I said, ended up using all my sick leave. But the people that work there, directors, managers, colleagues were extremely supportive. They were very kind, very caring, very kind, wanted to know how I was getting on, and it was just amazing. But the main reason why I left, and there was a lot of fear around leaving a job or a company or a job such as Google. And I came across another video. I think there's an article out there saying the average tenure is 1.3 years in Google, and I think in Meta it's similar. It may have changed by now. I'm not 100% sure, and I don't have the article in front of me. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's due to the nature of the industry, tech companies, fast pace, a lot of change, which I love change. I love the fast paced nature of the work, which anyway, again, I won't get into, but I left to prioritize my health. The symptoms weren't getting better, and I don't think it was due to anything to do with the company or what I was doing. It was happening before I even got a job there, which, yeah, I won't get into the interview process, or I won't get into what I was like on the day-to-day, but overall my experience was amazing, or my experience was excellent, and I decided to leave to prioritize my health and well-being. And I've spent the last 3 years and 9 months working on overcoming those symptoms of fatigue, and it's led me down multiple paths which I won't talk about and I won't get into now. I call it there's a setting on LinkedIn you can change. It's a career break, so that's what I changed it to. And I was initially going to have it as a year where I worked on my symptoms, healed, and maybe traveled a bit, did a course or do a few courses, but unfortunately, and then maybe get back into the tech industry, but unfortunately it's just taken a little bit longer due to a number of reasons, which I won't get into now. But yeah, hopefully this video doesn't offend anyone, or I'm not trying to put Google down as a company. I had such a positive experience there, but I ultimately left to prioritize my health and well-being, and there's a lot of initiatives there for health and well-being, what I would say, from my experience. Even though I was working from home, I don't think I can get into it too much, but there was still a lot of things revolving around health and well-being. But yeah, and I think over time, now that I have more awareness and I'm a bit more confident, and ultimately I'm feeling better health-wise, I can talk more about what's gone on over the last 3 years and 9 months during my break, which I may come on here and share. I think it could help a lot of folks. Even if not to help, it could be interesting to share some of the tools and strategies I've learned over the last 3 years and 9 months around health and around well-being. I think that if I maybe knew these before, I may have not have left my job at Google. But then again, I'm not a doctor, so I'll be careful on what I can share and what I say. But yeah, I think this video is running a bit long, but I want to come on here and talk about it. I probably missed some points, but that's okay. Feel free to subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video or you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, or you can send me an email or contact me in any of my social medias platforms. There are links within my bio on YouTube, and I may leave my email below. I'll wait and see. But yeah, for more videos, feel free to subscribe or give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and I look forward to creating more content on here. Till next time, thanks.